I'm not going to edit this video at all. And if you're watching this, then you're probably right here for the right reasons. And I'll leave this video clean and unedited because I'm also learning and figuring things out. And the thoughts I'm about to share are beyond important in understanding our minds. I gathered a bunch of thoughts and I wrote it down and I printed it on a paper so it gets as real as possible. And maybe you're a little confused right now, and I am too. And you're still trying to figure things out, and that's okay, because I am too. You're not behind. There is no universal timeline that says you should have accomplished a certain thing at a certain age. There is no clock somewhere in the universe counting down and telling you that you've missed your opportunity, and your life is happening exactly where you are. And I think one of the biggest things I've been realizing lately is that all starts in your mind. Before your life changes externally, it has to change internally. Something inside of you has to switch. The way you speak to yourself, the way you see yourself, the things you believe you deserve, the energy you carry once you enter a room, and the thoughts you keep repeating when nobody else is watching. Because you are the person that you're going to spend every second of your life with. So if the voice inside your head is constantly telling you that you're not good enough, or you're late, or you're behind, or nothing ever works, then eventually you will start living as if those thoughts are facts. But they aren't facts, and they're just thoughts. They're stable. And thoughts can change. Your mind becomes the place you live in, and I believe that the way that you think changes your life forever. I don't mean pretending that everything is perfect. Well, nothing is perfect in life, and that's the beauty in it. And I also don't mean ignoring pain or acting as if everything is positive when you're genuinely hurting. You're allowed to have bad days. You're allowed to be disappointed. That's all part of human nature. There's a difference between experiencing a difficult moment and deciding that the difficult moment defines your entire life. Sometimes something doesn't work for you because it simply wasn't supposed to stay. And sometimes you lose something because you're being redirected. And sometimes you ask God for something and the answer does not look like what you were hoping for. And months or years later, you are going to look back. And that's when it's going to hit you and you're going to be like, wow, okay. Now I understand why. That rejection, it protected me and it redirected me. And that ending, the outcome that came out is what should have happened, and it changed me. And that's where faith should come in. Believe in God's timing. Please do. And I also believe that there is something incredibly powerful about the energy and intention we bring into our own lives. You can call it fate, you can call it mindset, you can call it energy, you can call it manifestation, you can call it whatever. But for me, it's important in understanding that what you repeatedly focus on affects how you move in the whole world. If every morning you wake up and look for proof that your life is terrible, you're probably going to find it. You are probably going to find it. And it's same as if you start looking for evidence why your life is amazing. So, what if you start asking yourself, what is this teaching me? What can I appreciate today? Who am I becoming through this? Your entire perspective will change and your choices will change too. Do not ask yourself why you're not there yet, or do not compare yourself. If you can envision it in your mind, it's already happened. So don't you worry. You're just not ready yet. Everyone's timing is their own, and someone else's timing has nothing to do with yours. Just because someone achieved something earlier in life doesn't mean you're not going to achieve it, or it's not going to take away less from you. Same way as someone being beautiful doesn't take away your beauty. It doesn't. Their life is their life, and your life is your life. There is so much freedom in finally understanding that. That's the power of your mind. And you should know that the scenario, what is occurring in your life, the negative, the positive, the happy, the sad, that is the best scenario that could possibly happen to you in the moment. Learn from it. Think of it as if it's a book or it's a season. Not every season should look perfect. And even when you're watching a movie or series, not every single part of the movie is perfect. And that's called growth. Not every chapter of your life is supposed to produce something that you can show people. Something I wrote down, and that's genuinely true. You don't need to prove no one nothing. And it's a process that you go through with yourself, and only yourself. Your biggest growth is invisible. It truly is. And maybe right now you're learning boundaries, you're learning to be alone, you're learning to respect other people's boundaries and that they also need to be alone sometimes. You're discovering. And you're discovering what you actually want instead what everyone else told you that you want. Nobody applauds you for those things. And there is no certificate that says, wow, you did that, you go girl. No. But that doesn't mean that the work doesn't matter. It still matters. Of course it does. Because you're building the person who will eventually be able to hold the life you're seeking for. You're doing that right now. You're doing that today. Because sometimes we're so obsessed with the future. We're so obsessed of the life that we want. And we're so obsessed with the idea of receiving the blessing that we don't notice. We're currently becoming the person that is capable of receiving that blessing. And we're so obsessed with our goals and ideas that we just forget to live today. And we forget that today, the present, this is the foundation of that goal. And you have to start somewhere. Of course you do. And it's never too late to start. And if you're watching this video, and I don't know how old you are, it's never too late. You can be a mom, a sister, a grandma. It's never too late. Once you choose to start, you're beginning a new chapter of your life. And that's awesome. That's beautiful. That's amazing. And be open to learn. I'm figuring things out. I trust myself. Yeah, something not working out doesn't mean nothing will. I don't know where exactly I'm going yet, but I trust myself that I'm moving. I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm allowed to start again. I'm allowed to learn from my mistake. I'm allowed to want more because I believe in the universe. I believe in God, and I'm allowed to believe that something beautiful is coming my way because my mind is capable. It is. It truly is. Your mind is unlimited. And there is no time limit, guys. There is no limit in becoming yourself. You haven't missed your life, and especially now that you're listening to this, what I'm saying right now, you're living it. You're living in your life. And I don't know, maybe you thought you'd have everything figured out by 20 or 25 or 30 or 50 or 60 or 100. And of course, as I said previously, there are people that have had it figured out at 20. or at 25 or at 30. And occasionally you meet people that prove you that it is possible to get it all done at 20. But that's not your story. That's their story. Has nothing to do with you. Okay. Be grateful. Of course, I'm happy for you. But that book has a different author. You're the author of your book. Write your own story. Don't dive into a realm that wasn't made for you. Create your own. And write your story in your own time, in your own pace. Learn, change, give up on things, lose things, find things, and become and outgrow. That's life. And you don't have to rush through it just because someone else's chapter looks so far ahead. A flower in a garden doesn't look at other flowers and says, ugh, why haven't I bloomed yet? She's so beautiful and I'm still, I don't know, nothing. It blooms when it's ready. It goes through this process and it blooms and it completes the garden after all. And I think that is something I need to remember, you need to remember, we all need to remember. You choose what you carry forward. And there are things in life that you cannot control. There are certain laws, because that's how the earth is. There are certain laws and rules every citizen, every person must follow, because that's just how the system works. And you cannot control every person either. In that same sense, you cannot control every outcome. You cannot enforce people to like you. Same way you cannot rewrite yesterday, or I don't know. But one thing you do have control over is what you decide to carry forward. You can decide to protect your peace. You can decide to believe that there is more for you. You can decide to start acting like that person. Not perfectly, and not right now, and not when you wake up tomorrow, but little by little. Think of your future self and the life you're currently desperate to escape might contain moments you would give anything to experience one more time. And I mean, be here. Don't spend your entire present waiting for the future. Because the future will come, but maybe not that future, because you keep hoping for it and you keep missing out on what's happening right now. Be here today in the reality of your situation. And that's what builds the future. What you do today. Have goals and dream ridiculously big. Ask God for things that feel impossible, because why not? It is possible if you put your mind to it. And most importantly, work for them. Believe in them. But I don't know. Still drink your coffee slowly. Call the person that you love. Go outside. I don't know. Go do something you like doing. Watch the sunset. Do your everyday routine. And I don't know. Put your phone away sometimes. Maybe that will help you. Because that's today. And if you're currently lost and you're watching this during a strange chapter in your life and you don't know what's next, you're questioning yourself. I want you to know. You don't need to have the entire path figured out. You only need the next step. And sometimes the next step is huge. Sometimes it's sending the application, leaving the relationship, starting the business, booking the flight. And sometimes the next step is tiny, getting out of bed, cleaning your room, going for a walk, writing, praying. Both count. Growth doesn't always look dramatic, and none of this is measured. Every step you take leads you closer to the version that you are becoming. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: your life is not late. You're not behind. Start with your mind. Start noticing what you're telling yourself. Start protecting what you allow into your energy, and start believing that rejection can be redirection. Start trusting that a closed door isn't proof that there are no doors left. And most importantly, trust in God's timing and the timeline that He has for you, more than the one that you created in your head. Keep becoming, keep pursuing, keep choosing yourself, and keep your heart open. Keep believing. And start realizing that your life already is. You're here, you're alive, you're breathing, you're able. And there is still so much ahead of you. So much ahead of you. You have so much time. There is no race. So be in the moment. Thank you so much for your time and listening. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll continue learning to grow. And I hope I was able to help you too, and you could take a thing or two from this video. You're not alone. You've got this. And even if you feel like you're alone, you have yourself. So love yourself and choose yourself and be there for yourself. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.